Now, if you're adding new fish to a reef aquarium, it's really important to quarantine your fish for a month before you introduce the fish. Otherwise, if you just shove it in and hope for the best, then you may very well end up catching a disease. And it's not too much fun when you get a disease, because you can look at a fish and it looked perfectly good, but the immune system of the fish may have been compromised, and therefore once the fish is actually settled and a disease starts to actually develop, it will then be contagious with your other fish and you'll be in all sorts of trouble. And if you don't just shove it in and you put it in a quarantine tank first, then you're going to have time to see if a disease actually surfaces, because many diseases have life cycles. So if the fish is totally happy and healthy, it's got plenty of antibodies to control diseases. But then when you move the fish and you stress the fish, all of the energy for the fish goes into their respiration system, fight or flight system, and out of their immune system. So therefore all the good antibodies and the good body slime that would naturally keep the fish healthy may well be absent. So the life cycle of the disease may mean that once the animal is in the environment, a week or so after the fish is introduced, that's when you might start seeing the disease. So if you put the fish into a quarantine tank and you leave them there for a month, and you can keep the salinity on the low side to ease osmotic pressure, then you will have time to see if any diseases actually come out, and you'll give the fish time to re-establish their antibodies and reform their body slime before going into the main tank. So you are massively going to reduce the chance of bringing a disease into your aquarium by simply quarantining the fish for a month before they go in the tank. And there really is no excuse for it, because all a quarantine tank needs to be is a tank, a basic filter, a heater, and somewhere for the fish to hide. So it doesn't cost much. It's super cheap to get a quarantine tank, but the insurance that it gives you on your main tank is absolutely priceless. So I want to encourage that absolutely everyone thinks twice about just shoving it in. Get a quarantine tank and play it safe. If it's not on, it's not on.